Hey, what up, y'all? Welcome to the Runaway Slave Project. And on today's episode, we're going to be talking about the top 10 tax deductions that you need to be taking advantage of as a single member LLC. Now, I must first preface this video with a quick story. I ran into an old high school buddy of mine, and I was asking him, why isn't he in business anymore? And he was explaining to me, with all the labor costs and supplies, equipment, and all of this other stuff, on top of Uncle Sam wanting 40% of everything you bring in, he was like, it just doesn't make sense to even be in business. So he just went back to working 9 to 5. And, the thing that he don't understand is that most of those things that he mentioned why he's not in business are actually tax deductions. So that 40% that he thought he had to pay Uncle Sam, he really didn't have to pay all of that. But this is what happens when you don't seek professional consultation, which brings me to my next point. I am not a tax professional. I'm not a CPA or a lawyer, and this is not an attempt to give out any kind of legal, financial, or tax advice. Okay, so take my advice with a grain of salt and seek your own consultation. Now let's get into the video. First thing you got to understand is that the way business is structured, Uncle Sam will allow you to write off most of your business expenses as tax deductions. So when it comes down to the end of the year, you don't have to pay 38, 40, 50% of your money to Uncle Sam because you have put that money back into your business. If you're putting money back into your business or you're giving to charity, all kinds of stuff, there's a lot of things that you can do to save at the end of the year. All right, so let's get started with this list. Number one is going to be the home office tax deduction. All right, so how the home office tax deduction works is basically the IRS will allow you to deduct whatever portion of your house that you use for business purposes only. Okay, keep that in mind. That is going to be the common theme of this video. Business purposes only. If you have an area in your house that you use, whatever, it could be a home office, it could be a game room, whatever you do, as long as you only do business in that room, guess what? That portion of your house can be written off as a tax deduction. And a quick example is this room that I'm in right now. This is where I record, edit, and research all of my YouTube videos. So this room right here can be deducted from my tax debt. So the way you got to look at it is you're going to take the entire cost and expenses that it costs to run your house. And then you're going to take the percentage of that home that you use for business purposes only, and you'll subtract that percentage from the overall cost of your home. And that is what you can deduct from your taxes. So whatever that percentage is, I can basically deduct that percent from my mortgage, my homeowner's insurance, any kind of repairs or maintenance done to the house, all of that. Everything can be deducted from my tax debt. So that's what the home office tax deduction is, and that is one of my favorites. If you're not taking advantage of it, you're missing out. All right, so number two is going to be your vehicle. Now, there's a few ways you can do this, but the first one we're going to talk about is going to be mileage, and that's the easiest. That's the one that I prefer. And the reason why I like this one is because the majority of us already have a personal vehicle, and we are basically using this vehicle for business purposes as well. And the IRS will allow you to deduct 56 cents per mile for whatever you use for business purposes. Okay, so if you are driving for your business 10 miles a day, you can deduct 56 cents per mile that you drive for business purposes only. Okay, do not try to get over on the IRS. Don't play with them. All right, now one of the main reasons why I like doing it this way is because it's very easy to track your mileage. You can do it through a spreadsheet, just tracking it daily. Or if you're like me and you don't really have the time to do all that, they also have software programs like QuickBooks, Mile IQ that will actually help you track your mileage and makes it very easy when it comes to tax time. All right, so I always go with that one. Now you do have other ones. You have the actual expense method. Actual expense basically means just like that home office tax deduction, it's pretty much the same thing. You're going to take the entire cost that it takes for you to operate your vehicle, and then you're going to subtract the percentage that you use for business purposes only, and that's what you can deduct from your tax debt. Very simple. The last one, which probably deserves its own video, is going to be Section 179. So the IRS is allowing you to write off 100% of the value of certain depreciable assets. And when I say assets, I mean like heavy machinery, vehicles, and things of that nature. It's a reason why a lot of business owners are driving Range Rovers and G-Wagons. It's because those vehicles fall under the Section 179 qualifications. So, like I said, that deserves its own video, so I'm not going to go too deep into it. So, let's go to the next one, and that's going to be number 3, which is business travel. And the reason why I like this one is because a lot of business owners have to travel for business. They have to go and visit clients in other states and other cities. They may have to go and, go to a convention in Austin, whatever. This allows you to do that and deduct it from your taxes. So let's just say you have some kind of 2-day conference or seminar in Vegas. You can deduct your round trip plane ticket as well as your hotel expenses for that trip. Now, you're in Vegas, you may say, well, hey, I'm going to stay another 2 days for, concerts and gambling. Well, those other 2 days, you're going to have to pay out of your own pocket. Do not try to deduct that. Only what you can prove that you had to pay for business purposes only. That's the key. Business purposes only. All right, number 4 is going to be business meals. Now, I really like this one. What people don't understand is that this is one of the main ways that you can go out there and land those deals and land those new contracts, gain those new customers, because you got to look at it like this. Let's just pretend that you are trying to land a deal with this potential client, and your competition is also trying to land a deal with that client. And your competition says, okay, well, we're going to email these guys a PowerPoint presentation. We're going to have a Zoom call, and we're going to present our product to this potential client. So unlike your competition, you actually flew out, you gave an in-person presentation, and then you took these guys out to eat. Who do you think that they're going to choose? You know what I mean? And this is what a lot of business owners do. They will sign up for these rewards programs for these restaurants. They will sign up for rewards programs for hotels and flyer miles and all kinds of stuff. And they're getting all of this stuff back. And they're paying with it on their company credit card. So the rewards are just stacking up from all angles. So that's what you got to think about. All right. So it's not only for tax deductions, but also rewards points. So, all right, number 5 is going to be equipment. Now, this one is important to me because I'm a YouTuber and I have expensive camera. I got a $2,000 camera set up. I got lights, microphones, laptops for editing, but I also have a cell phone. My cell phone is also tax deductible. I can deduct whatever portion that I use for my cell phone, that I use my cell phone for business purposes only. I can deduct that from my cell phone bill. So my cell phone bill is $100. I can deduct whatever percentage I use for business purposes only. So, and number 6 is going to be equipment. I mean, this is self-explanatory. You got printer paper, ink cartridges, markers, pens, pencils, sticky notes. All of that stuff can get expensive, and it is tax deductible. All right, number 7 is going to be retirement contributions. Now, I don't care if you're self-employed or you work a 9 to 5. Everybody should be putting money back for their retirement. And guess what? If you're a business owner, it is tax deductible. Number 8 is going to be charity. Now, I believe that everybody should give back, okay? But if you notice, all of these bigwigs, all of the big richest people in the world, they all have one thing in common. They all give back. They all, Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, the Trump Foundation, the Clinton Foundation, everybody from Warren Buffett, Jeff Bezos, everybody, all of these guys give back large amounts of money back to nonprofit organizations and charities and all kinds of stuff. And now, I'm not judging nobody, and I'm not saying that they not doing this out the kindness of their heart, but it's also a tax write-off. So, all right, number 9 is going to be labor costs. Now, labor costs is something that we don't think about as being a tax deductible item, but yes, it is a tax deduction. If you have to hire people for, hire contractors or anything for any kind of work, guess what? That is a tax deduction. All right, now say the best for last. For you guys out there that got big families like me, you got kids, they are a tax deduction. Yes, number 10 is your kids. You can, let me explain what I mean before y'all go crazy. Basically, you can hire your kids to actually work for you, and you can pay them up to $1,000 a month or $12,000 a year, and you can deduct that from your taxes. Now, not only is that a tax deduction for you, but your kids don't have to pay income taxes on that money either. So that's a good way to keep the money in the family. Just yesterday, I was sitting down talking to my son and my daughter. I told my son, I want you to edit for me. I told my daughter, I said, I want you to be my social media marketing agent, and I'm gonna pay you guys $1,000. So you can't go wrong with that. Oh, not yet. I gotta wait till YouTube starts paying me. And speaking of that, I need y'all to go and subscribe. I'm trying to get monetized on this channel, and I know it's gonna take off soon, but I need y'all to kind of help me out. Go ahead, like, share, subscribe, comment, hit the notification bell so you can be notified every time I release a new video. And we're gonna see y'all on the next go round. Peace.